Today I'm working on some mixed media paper with a napkin, stamps, some paint, and a bunch of other stuff. Come on along.
Hello everybody, it's Sally. I'm back. I am gonna do a piece in this mixed media pad. I'm gonna work on it in the pad. I may end up leaving it in there. If I really like it, I might take it out and mount it later onto a piece of mat board, but for right now, and I'm going to work portrait. I'm going to start with the napkin here. And I know you're saying, but Sally, you don't like pink. Well, for all intents and purposes, you would be right. I'm not a big fan of pink and don't use it very much. But I really like this napkin. I like the lines through the kind of loose florals, whatever they are. I like it. I like the greens and the yellows. So I'm just going to start with this, and I think I want to play with some crackle paste somewhere along the line, and I don't have a real plan for the design as usual, but I usually start out knowing, gee, I want to play with, you know, whatever it is today, and then I work it in somehow. So I'm just going to get this napkin on the page with some matte medium and dry it, and I'll be back. Alright, this is pretty dry. Well, that's pretty wet right there, but that's okay. I'm moving on. I am already not impressed with this mixed media paper. It's already buckling. I'm going to try and dry it from the other side, see if it straightens out. I might at some point just go ahead and take it out and tape it down, but I don't know. Live and learn, right? I have a piece of music paper that I want to incorporate, and I think I'm going to put just half a sheet right there, and then this napkin just had this part up in one corner, and then the other three corners had these little clusters. I put one there, but I want to see some of the music, I think, coming through. So where do I want this one? I'm going to play with this and get it down and then dry it, and I'll be back. Okay, everything is glued down, dried. I did put some clamps to try to hold the page flatter. I'm going to go in with some distress paint. I have tea dye, yep, dried marigold, and worn lipstick, and I will probably do some mixing of these colors to get the color that I want, and I'm going to add quite a bit of water in the process. So I'm going to start with the worn lipstick and add a little bit of the dried marigold to get it to be a little less pink. I think that's going to be close to this flower color, and I just want to try to get some color down on the page where it's mostly white. Just loosely. Not looking necessarily even for full coverage, just some color. Alright, then I'm going to use the tea dye, and I didn't rinse the other color out of my brush. I'm leaving that kind of apricot-y pink color in there, and I'm going to kind of mix it on the page and then go over the music paper. Just kind of blend everything in a little bit better. Lots of water in here just to get a wash of this paint down. That's pretty good, I think. I just don't want any spots that are like really bright white. I think that's got it good enough. Now I'm going to dry that off. Okay, I think I'm going to start kind of in these empty areas and then spread it thinner, but I'm going to go in with some Crackle paste. This is white. If I had clear, I might be tempted to go over the whole thing, but I don't. I have white. So, and I'm just going to go pretty thin. I do want to be able to see a little bit of what's underneath. Might be almost too thin. I do want to get cracks. I'm going to dry this with the heat tool and let's see what kind of cracks form. Well, I'm sorry to say I didn't get much in the way of crackles. There are some really, really fine ones that I'm seeing kind of down here. I did add some more on top. I think it's probably because I dried it with the heat tool. I think it probably would have been better to just dry by itself, but I don't have time for that. So I mixed up 2 colors of Distress Paint, Broken China, and peeled paint. I'm trying to get to kind of this greenish blue color. It was still too bright. I added about 4 drops of shading gray. It's a golden high flow color. And now I'm adding some water. And I'm just going to go over this bit by bit and then wipe it back and see if it goes in those cracks or if I start over. It bubbled up right there. I think you can see that. So yeah, not happy, but you know, like I said, it's probably my fault. So either way, I think this is pretty even without cracks. We don't get any cracks, we don't get any. I'm gonna water it down even more and go in here. I just want to try to avoid any harsh lines, so I'm going to go quick with my paper towel and get it wiped back. I'm just picking some up on my paper towel, some of the paint, just to kind of get a little continuity in the color. And there's Crackle there too. Let's just put it on this way. Paint's about gone. I really am not seeing much. So much for wanting to work with Crackle, right? I find that, and it's probably, again, my impatience. I have the same issue with Crackle most of the time as I have with the jelly plates. Like, sometimes it works and other times it's not so great. Kind of a crapshoot. I'm just going to push this all back with whatever paint is left here and just Get a little of that color going here too. I'm not used to working in a book that has a wire binding. Alright, I don't hate it so far. We're just going to keep on going and see where it takes me. Okay, you might have noticed a difference in tone. I took a baby wipe and the golden high flow acrylic, this shading gray color, on a wet baby wipe and just kind of went here and there, dirtied it up a bit, tried to get some of the darker down into the tiny cracks. You probably can't even see it. There's some cracking right here. There's a little over here. Very little up here. So whatever. I thought maybe the darker down in the cracks would make it show up better, but they're so fine that you can't really see them. I'm going to take my Stabilo and go around the edges just to kind of frame this out at this point, and then I'll take a wet baby wipe and just smear it. So I'm going to do that and dry it. I think what I'm going to do is put a wash of white gesso over this just to kind of brighten it back up again. See where it takes me. You know, it's just a journal. We'll see. Okay, I'm back. Pushed everything back a little bit with the real watered down gesso. And then I have these Stampers Anonymous. They're Tim Holtz Classics number 6 border stamps. And I just used this one and went all the way around the edge, but I only inked up this very top part of the stamp so that I just got the little points all the way around. And since I'm leaving this in the book, I didn't put it down that side. I think it's fine. So I guess I like that. Jury's out. May need to be also just kind of pushed back a little bit. I used archival ink in watering can, which is a gray color, so it's not going to go anywhere. If I want it to be lighter, I'm going to have to put some gesso over it. I'm going to live with it for a little bit. Okay, I used the watering can archival ink again, and I have this like real fine honeycomb stamp. It's part of this Stampers Anonymous mixed media collection. They're just like background stamps, and I just went in all the open areas with that like chicken wire looking stamp. I like that. I kind of wish now I hadn't done this, but it's there. I could cover it up with paint, but I'm not gonna, you know, it's just a journal page. I'm just playing, so I have a feeling at some point I will probably just rip this out and use it for collage paper in another project, but it was kind of fun. Just today's play, that's all. Just trying out different products and new stamps and napkins and whatnot. Let me take these out. You might get a better idea what that looks like. See, no crackles. I'll follow the directions next time and maybe I'll get some, huh? So, if you haven't subscribed, consider doing that. Maybe watch one of my other videos to see if you're interested in my channel. I don't always, you know, just fly by the seat of my... Yes, I do. I always fly by the seat of my pants, but some days I have more success than others. But it's all experimentation and play, so that's the kind of stuff I like to do. That's the kind of stuff that I put up on my channel. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. I'd appreciate it. And in the meantime, go make some art. Bye!